back shots and shit. And she first thing was to go like, "Opa!"
Opa!
And we're doing it, and like this Japanese lady starts doing it too, and she's fucking hammered. And we're like, "Yeah, alright, whatever, Opa." And then we do it, and she like lifts her shirt, she's like, "Opa!" And her boyfriend's like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, you're just yelling tits.
Like, what are the
That's Japanese
yeah,
for
like
tits.
what are the Yeah, I didn't know that. That was a cultural experience for me.
Okay. You're just yelling titties at this drunk woman until she shows them to you.
We're
Is that
not.
what that means? I thought that was like a toast thing.
Opai means titties. Opa is like Eastern European like toasting thing.
How do I switch to auto again? I can't remember.
Unfortunately, you weren't in Eastern Europe. You were in Japan.
Well,
Yeah,
excuse me.
They're a little bit farther apart from each other than you would expect.
Listen here, you.
Is that a double kill?
Were you this reminded me of it, but did you go to the dwarf tossing bar in Manila? Any of the times we were
No, but
no, I was too busy like shitting my brains out after the second day because I didn't drink the water, but I did get a drink with ice cubes.
what were you gonna say, Nick?
I don't have the issue on Brown. I had a buddy that happened to be on the boat, if you get the point, that went, and he said that it was wild and it was Lord of the Rings themed, and yeah.
Lord of the Rings themed? I'd get fucked up in that bar.
Yeah, we ported in Subic, and Manila's like an hour and a half from Subic.
Yeah, it's about an hour. The traffic probably an hour and a half.
Yeah, like it's like right up there. And so we me and a couple of people made our way to Manila, and it was a fucking nightmare, but it was fantastic. Like some dude tried to like traffic children at like it was like a whole like really bad time until we found the midget tossing bar, and then we just stayed there the rest of the night.
Yeah, fucking. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was Chief What's His Nuts paid a kid $50 to like punch any child who got near him.
Yeah, I didn't tell him to punch the kids, but I told him to like make these guys go away. But I didn't tell a kid. I told an adult, and I was like, if anyone gets close to me, it's on you.
Did you? I regret not buying this, Gambo. But did you end up getting? You know those people like right outside Subic who were like selling bullshit to us?
Oh, like fucking like the jerseys and shit.
Yeah, I wish I'd gotten one of those like Marine Corps with like the submarine slingshotted around shirts.
I got my fish, like just things of wooden carved fish. Also got a blow dart gun because I have an affinity with blow dart guns.
I wanted to get one, but I ended up getting like robbed instead. So.
And then you get a man murdered. Don't forget that part.
Well, yeah, that was my vengeance. It was
believe...
an unrelated man, but I got a man murdered who was unrelated to the robbery. That was my vengeance.
Oh, you're the guy that was with Matt that night. Whenever y'all saw the fucking guy get tased.
No.
No.
That was a whole different ordeal.
Oh, okay.
Is this story worth like getting into, Scambo? Because I can like explain it start to finish.
Just real quick about the robbery thing. Unless they had a gun, I can literally not see any way how anyone in the Philippines would be able to like, I don't know, do anything to cause me negative harm unless like there were more than 3 of them, or I was fucking absolutely blackout drunk.
Yeah,
because they were all fucking tiny.
Yeah, I agree.
Like I felt like a fucking giant over there. I'm 5'8".
No.
I weigh like 200 pounds, but still.
Yeah, I'm about 6 even, so I mean, I'm right there with you. But so I think it was like literally like the first. All right, you're in the Philippine Islands, and it's like we just left the boat. We don't know where to go. We don't know what's up. We haven't like really thought about going to Manila yet because we don't know how far away it is. So we're like, all right, well, we heard like the pier. What was that?
They wouldn't let us go.
Yeah.
I mean, we just went.
This is the police. Hands up.
Yeah, we should have.
You really should have. I'm never going back to the Philippine Islands. That place is a hellhole for bastard people.
Yeah.
But I'm glad I went. But anyway, so we're like, all right, well, I hear the pier is like a place where there's like bars and shit. Let's go to the pier. There's probably a bunch of people from the boat there. We'll figure it out. So we go, and I think I was with Boyd at the time.
Roast.
Yeah. So we go to the pier, and like the taxi drops us off, and there's like nothing's open. It's just a ghost town. There's no cars. There's no nothing. We're just in a fucking nothing place. The guy starts driving away, and we're like, we need to, like, shit. We should have flagged him down. Like, this isn't. I guess we'll just start walking back in the direction of town. Hopefully, we'll be back there. Like, I don't know what to do now. And we walk maybe 10 feet, and about 20 to 25 guys came out of the fucking cracks in the walls. Like, I still have no idea where they fucking came from. I saw nobody, but, like, suddenly we're, like, surrounded by a huge crowd of people, and we're hearing, like, tasers going off. They have, like, brass knuckles and butterfly knives. And we're just like, what the fuck's... Because, you know, we didn't know that they were, like, you know, yeah, they're trying to sell you stuff. So we kind of have our hands up, like, whoa, what the fuck's going on? Like, hands up. And one of the dudes starts taking off my watch. And I'm like, just fucking take... I'm not even going to bother. These guys have, like, tasers and brass knuckles and, like, fuck it. You know, it's like a $10 Casio watch. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, why were they all so obsessed with our watches?
I don't know.
They probably figure that American military guys are going to be spending money on nice watches.
It was like this cheap rubber bullshit watch, and I only had it because it lit up, because I didn't want to be able to check the time in the rack. Anyway, so he goes, so they start taking off my watch, and then, like, the taxi guy comes back, like, oh shit, the taxi guy came back to save us. This guy is great. We jump in, and then he waits for the other guys to get in on either side of us, kind of blocking us in, and then a third guy gets in the passenger seat. And so now there's, like, 6 of us packed into this fucking car, and he starts driving away, and I don't know what's going on in Boyd's world, but the other guy, he's like, he has his backpack, he's pulling out stuff to show me, and I'm like, that fucking guy has my watch, you know, I want my watch back. And then he's like, oh, watch. I'm like, yeah, watch. And then I keep going back, he keeps like trying to sell me shit. I'm like, no, I have no money, I want my watch. I literally have no money, I have nothing, I can't pay you. And then we eventually get to the mall, and we get out, and Boyd's getting out, and the guy's like, he's like, watch, and then I'm like, I don't know, and he's like, no, just, can you get money? And I don't know why I'm just like, yeah, I could get money. I have no money, but I could get it. And he's like, okay, I trust you. You're American, I trust you. So he gives me the watch, and he's like, when do you want to meet? I'm like, tomorrow. What time? I'm like, 4 p.m. tomorrow at the piers where we met. I'll be there. I'll pay you. He's like, okay. You're American. I trust you. And he leaves the watch with me, and I'm just like, I'm not fucking going back there. Like I got a watch now. I got my replacement watch. This is fair trade.
No.
And it's like a Rolex watch, right? I'm like, all right, cool. So I got a knockoff Rolex, and while we're in the mall, I go to like the watch. There's a watch store there. And I'm like, I want to get it resized because they have the little metal clip things you got to like punch out to like get it sized properly. And I asked him like, yeah, so like, whatever. I mentioned like, yeah, it's yeah, I just picked up this knockoff watch, and then the guy's like looks at it and he like does whatever to it, and apparently it was real. And I'm like, oh, well, I upgraded, and I just let it go. The next day, I didn't show up, and the guy went to the mall looking for me. But he didn't see me. He followed, but he found Boyd, and he recognized Boyd, and he spent the whole day following Boyd. Like, no, your friend owed me money. Boyd's like, I don't know where he is. Like, I literally have no way of getting a hold of him. Our phones don't work here. We don't have SIM cards for this place. So he would like follow Boyd to restaurants, and then he would wait outside till he finished eating, and then he'd follow him after they left. Like, just all day followed him. Getting every time he approached him, he was like more and more sweaty, more and more like pale. Like towards the end of the day, Boyd's getting ready to head back to the boat, and the guy's like, "You don't understand. They'll kill me." Apparently, Boyd, and this was verified by the guy who was with Boyd, he was just like, "Hey man, you played the game and you lost. That's not my problem," and he walked away.
Jesus Christ.
So that guy's probably
Boyd
dead.
is like a fat, pale, basement-dwelling son of a bitch. Like, I still have him on my Steam friends list, and he has one of those, like, animated cat girl and, like, a fucking COVID mask, like,
Hell
avatars. Yeah. That should tell you almost everything you need to know about Boyd.
Boyd sounds like a cool dude.
He was in LS, like LS is they do all the
Oh my
stock keeping
God.
and
There's
shit.
just-
He goes to mass the first time because like he had to do an inventory on a bunch of stuff they picked up that was in the back of the supply truck that was topside, and he was like, I don't feel like doing it today. I'll just, you know, blaze it, like falsify the record to say that I did the inventory and it's all stock. Then I'll go the fuck home and I'll just come in tomorrow and do it then. And then he goes home, comes in tomorrow and all the stuff's gone. So he's like, uh-oh. So he goes to mass for that. And then like, I think 6 or 7 months later, he does the exact same thing again. And it ends the exact same way again. And then the boat's like, yo, we're fucking done with you. And so they get rid of him, they kick him over onto another boat. What was it? I think it was in Springfield. And I wound up talking to one of their guys and I was like, yo, you know about this boy dude? I was like, yeah, dude, he's an okay dude, but if you ever get stuck on watch with him, he's gonna talk about nothing but anime and video games. And he's sort of a piece of shit, has no less. But I thank God, pretty frequently, not every day, but pretty frequently, that Kelly couldn't stand topside because
Yeah.
that would be
Imagine
the
getting
worst
stuck
mid-watch
topside
of
with Kelly.
existence.
Holy
Of
shit.
the mid-watch.
It's not his name.
Kelly.
Kelly.
Dude, fucking.
Here's everything you need to know about Seaman Kelly. Kelly talked with a wisp, and it was that's very unfortunate. However, apparently he didn't have to. He went through speech therapy, was able to speak without a lisp, and like
He just chose not.
He just chose not to, and the reason is, what he said was he'd have to think
really
about.
hard about.
He'd have to think about what he had to
before I
say,
it.
and like that sounds stupid. It's like, oh, you don't think about it, you just let the shit fall out of your mouth, which is how people were talking about it. But like, what he meant was like, you know, he has to like be very conscious of how he's saying his words. But that's literally how you eventually become natural, and you just stop having the lisp, and then you don't have to think about it. And so at that point, I just the sympathy of like, I make fun of him because he's an idiot, not because of the lisp, because that's not really fair. But at that point, the list was fair. The list was fair game. And
I make fun of him because I had to flee for my fucking life when he decided to become a man.
Yeah, I remember you telling me the story too.
Did he come to fight you?
No. Basically, he shortchanged a fucking hooker in Singapore.
Oh my God, Dick and Dash. That's right. I forgot about that.
Comes down to the first floor. So the 4 floors of whores in Singapore.
Yeah, the 4 floors.
Basically, it's a giant. It's like a mall-sized cat house. And if you ever really want to experience,
it's not even
what
technically a cat house. It's like a bunch of bars where it's a bunch of buy me, drink me bars.
Yeah.
You
But
can call it what you want. I'm gonna call it a brothel.
I mean, it's mostly bars, and like that's a good place to do bar crawls, just to get like pre-game and get hammered before you just start getting lost in the city.
Yeah, before you start throwing like a ton of money for a beer in Singapore.
Yeah.
But like, so it's the last day that we're fucking there. We're sitting there. We're on the first floor. We're just drinking our Tiger beer, which, if you've never had Tiger beer, ooh fucking e. It basically tastes like a Miller Lite that someone poured kerosene into.
It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon of the East.
So we're drinking our Tiger beer, and Kelly comes down with a very angry-looking lady, and he's going down the line of dudes on the boat, and he gets me. He's like, "Boy, can you give me $300?" I'm like, "No, I'm not giving you fucking $300, Kelly. What the fuck?" He's like, "Well, we went and did stuff, and fucking, she said it was only like 300, and now she's saying it's 600." And I'm thinking, like, what did you do to this poor woman? Like, is crying extra? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. What damage did you do to this poor lady that she wants $600?
Like, who the fuck even knows? But I told him what, and I was like, "Why don't you pull it out?" He's like, "Navy Fed cut me off because you can only pull like, what was it, like $1,000 when you're in a foreign country, 500. And so we told him, like, I don't know, go to a bank, go try another ATM. Don't know what to tell you, dude. And he walks out, and so a sonar tech named Harris is sitting there, and this lady starts doing the "I gotta fucking pee" dance. And so she has his backpack with his $2,000 fucking gaming laptop in it as collateral. And eventually she's just like, "Hey, can you watch this for me?" And this dude's like, "Yeah, no problem." And he takes it from her, and he just starts fucking chugging this Tiger beer, which, that's like chugging gravel, man. It's fucking rough. And he's just downing it. And fucking, God help me, it was like something out of a Tarantino movie. Kelly comes walking in right around the same time she comes walking out of the fucking bathroom. And then Harris grabs the backpack, throws it at Kelly and says the 2 words you never want to hear someone shout when you're in a foreign country. Fucking run!
Oh, that's
Fucking run.
what a fucking champ. I love that guy.
So who's
Dude,
this?
like, he was so unfazed by it. Like, we ran, like, the High Record Hotel was across the street from the 4th floor, so we just fucking took off. And we've got the mama-san and the fucking, and this broad, like, chasing us. Like, it's like something out of a horror movie. You just hear fucking high heels click, 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 getting closer slowly. And fucking...
Whose laptop was this?
It was
Kelly's.
It was in his back. He had his laptop in his backpack because he brought it to the hooker. And
yeah, for some reason.
Oh my god, she made him play video games.
No,
Or he made her play video games with him.
Yeah, he made her like play Halo and get wrecked by him. That was the extra money.
Arms outstretched.
for him to play the
But
fantasy
yeah,
of being good at Halo.
Yeah. And so we fucking fled, and like the duty van was pulling up like at the same time in front of the fucking Howard Hotel, like the opening of fucking Raiders of the Lost Ark. Just start the plane! Start the plane!